Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hello, my name is Boston, and today it's a little late, but better late than never. We're doing the mid-year book freakout tag. So yes, this is a little late, however, I did plan on doing this before I took my break, and so I have all of my answers from January through June, and I wrote them all down at an appropriate time. So these are my answers for the first half of the year. Some of them have actually changed already, but I am going to give you the original answers. So without any further ado, let's jump right on into it. So I am also not going to be telling you which answers have changed to keep it a little more interesting, because I'm hoping to do this tag or like answer these same questions at the end of the year and compare my answers. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you which ones are different, but yeah. So the first question is, what is the best book you've read so far this year? And my answer for that is They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. This is a dark academia thriller, and it's a revenge fantasy. It follows two points of view, two women who, one is studying at this school, and it follows her life, and the other point of view is a teacher, a professor at this school, and she is getting revenge. Basically, she's killing men who are shitty people, and I really love this. It was incredible. I cannot believe it took me this long to find this book, because I love a good revenge fantasy, and it's dark academia. Literally perfect. So yeah, best book I read so far this year. Question number 2 is the best sequel you've read so far this year, and my answer for this is The Sisters of Reckoning by Charlotte Nicole Davis. That is the sequel to, hold that thought, The Good Luck Girls, and I loved this book when it first came out. And the sequel came out this year, and I was lucky enough to have gotten an arc of it, but it is out now, so you can check it out if you're interested. But this is a duology following a group of girls who are originally essentially prostitutes at this house in this Wild West fantasy setting, and they escape, and there's a lot of politics and adventure, and it just has a lot to say, if that makes sense. And the sequel, The Sisters Reckoning, is the same way, and it was even more powerful than the first one, and I did not think that was possible. It's fantastic. So the third question is a new release you haven't read yet but you really want to. My answer for this one is These Feathered Flames by Alexandra Overy. This is a Firebird retelling. It is YA, it is sapphic, so yeah, These Feathered Flames. So the next question is the most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. There are 3 answers for this. They are all pretty much like number 1 anticipated. Like, there's no ranking of the 3, they are just all number 1. And if you've been watching my channel, you know they would be The Excalibur Curse, The Hollow Heart, and When Night Breaks. So The Excalibur Curse is by Kirsten White. It is the 3rd and final book in the Guinevere Deception trilogy, the Camelot Rising trilogy, and I love this series. I am mostly just dying to find out who Guinevere is going to end up with, because I have a favorite. If you've been watching me, you know, but I want her to end up with Lancelot. I have, from the very first book, I've been obsessed with the series, and I it's so crazy that it's ending, because I remember getting the Guinevere Deception for my book of the month 2 years ago and falling in love with it. I cannot believe it's been 2 years already. I'm not ready for it to be over, but I'm so excited to read it, so it's like bittersweet. But yeah, that one for sure. The other one is The Hollow Heart by Marie Rutkoski, and that is the sequel and final book in the duology for The Midnight Lie. I don't know if there's an actual duology name for that, but yeah. Also sapphic, also fantasy, also YA, and I am also obsessed with The Midnight Lie. When Night Breaks is also one of my most anticipated books, which I mentioned a second ago. Like I said, it's the sequel, it's a duology. I am obsessed with the romance in that book. That book, I will scream about how incredible Where Dreams Descend is for the rest of my life. It is so amazing, and you are sleeping on it. Sleeping on it. It's incredible. The romance is top tier. I absolutely adore it. It's pitched as Moulin Rouge and something else. I can't quite remember. But it's basically like a circus kind of thing with a talent show of sorts and some mystery, some chaos, a real good romance. But I've never seen Moulin Rouge, so I always say it's like the Night Circus meets America's Got Talent. So that's my pitch. If you don't know what Moulin Rouge is, like me, I know I'm kind of uncultured, but yeah, those are definitely my top 3 picks for the rest of the year, and I cannot wait for them to come out. I'm so excited. Okay, now we get to the interesting questions. My biggest disappointment so far this year, without a doubt, House of Leaves by, I can't even remember his name, Mark something. I have a whole vlog where I talked about my thoughts on this. I thought it sucked, like sucked. I gave this 1 star. I hated it. I thought it was awful. I thought the writing was terrible and confusing, and it was not enjoyable in the least. So yeah, if you want to hear my full thoughts, check out my vlog. But yeah, I don't remember the last time I was that disappointed by a book, because I thought it was going to be 5 stars. So yeah, I did not have a fun time. Would not recommend. The next question is kind of similar, at least my answer is, and that's a book that surprised you the most. So I don't have a positive answer for this. My answer is negative. The book that surprised me the most, other than House of Leaves, because I thought it was gonna be 5 stars, is The Miniaturist. And Jessie Burton, I think this is by. I thought I was gonna love this. It was pitched as like a little bit of a thriller that takes place in Amsterdam, and it's a historical fiction, and it's really like atmospheric. I thought I was gonna love this. I actually owned it previously and then unhauled it, but then I realized that people said it was atmospheric and it took place in Amsterdam, and a couple years ago I visited Amsterdam, so I'm always looking for a chance to go back, and so I wanted to read it again, so I borrowed it from the library and I gave it 2 stars. I believe I really didn't like this either. I thought I was gonna really like it. It was just boring. Like, nothing happened. It seemed like the plot twist was like not homophobic, but it was centered around queerness, and I didn't really like that. It didn't seem like problematic, but it just wasn't like, it didn't seem like well thought out. I guess it was kind of like a cheap twist, I guess. I don't know, but that's my thoughts. I didn't like it, but yeah, I can see how other people might, so that's why I gave it 2 stars. So yeah. So back to the positive questions. My new favorite author. This is either new to you or like debut, whatever. For this, I picked Cassandra Khaw, author of Nothing But Blackened Teeth. This was one of my most anticipated books of the year. I got an arc of it. Oh, thank God, because I was dying to read this ever since I saw the cover. I mean, come on. This comes out in October, perfect for Halloween. And when I tell you perfect for Halloween, oh yeah, oh yeah. Cassandra Khaw, I have not read any of her other books. I have just read this, and I already know that she's gonna be my new favorite author, and I can't wait to get into more of her stuff. Like, I am just dying to. This was so well written, and how do I explain it? The meaning in some of it was just so incredible. I adored it. This is basically like a haunted house story, but the dynamic between the group of friends that are in this haunted house is very skewed, very off-kilter, and it's a little novella, but it's absolutely incredible, and really genuinely cannot wait to pick up more of her stuff. The next question is newest fictional crush. Now, I don't develop crushes easily. Unpopular opinion maybe, because this is not like a good character. I'm gonna make a pun, but this is a morally gray character. Anyway, that would be Grey Hollow from House of Hollow. I'm kind of obsessed with her. Like, is she a gray character? Yeah. I mean, her name's Grey, for crying out loud. But I'm kind of obsessed with her. Like, I kind of love her. Kind of want to be her, kind of want to date her. She's incredible. It's just something about her. So she's in this book. It's a thriller, horror kind of vibe. And Grey Hollow is not the main character. She's a sister of the main character, and she goes missing in the book. And she's a model, but she's a very edgy kind of model. Like, she has very horror-esque costumes, fashion, and she has her own like fashion line stuff. She's a like fashion designer, I think that's what I'm going for. But she's incredible. I love her, and yeah, definitely a bit of an oddball here, but I love her to death. The next question is newest favorite fictional character. And for this, I have a character from another arc, so my apologies. But that is the main character. I cannot remember her name, but the main character from My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I love this main character. If you like goth girls who like horror movies and slasher films, then you will love this main character in this book. I was just obsessed with her. Like, again, she's so interesting, and for lack of a better term, she's not like other girls. Like, in a sense that you don't see many books with like a goth kind of main character, and I really liked that, and I'm really obsessed with her, and she's great. So I can't remember when My Heart is a Chainsaw comes out. I think maybe like October area, but you need to check it out because it's great. We're gonna quickly slide through the next question. A book that made you cry. This is the only book that has made me cry. I mean, other than House of Leaves kind of made me cry because I was so upset and frustrated with it. But yeah, a book that made me like actually cry is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Like I said, we're gonna quickly slide on by because I don't want to talk about Sarah J. Maas for too long. So that's my answer. Pretty popular book. Don't think I need to explain myself. I think this story was really powerful and made me feel happy. So, cried tears of joy, and yeah, that's my answer. And now a book that made me happy, and so this, my answer for this, my answer is Animals by Will Staples. And this book in particular is very sad and frustrating. It is about animal trafficking and the industry that is. However, this book made me happy because in the very beginning there's like a foreword, and essentially it says that all profit from the book is going to be donated to organizations that help stop animal trafficking, which it made me so happy. The author, if you didn't know, is pretty well known, I guess. He's worked on a lot of big name stuff like Call of Duty 3. He like wrote, I think, the script for that or something. He's written a lot of scripts for stuff like that. Very well-known things. So it's like the guy's already got his bag, right? So he's writing this book and it's fictional, but he's donating all of the money, and I really like that. I think that's a really cool move, so that made me very happy. Now we have the most beautiful book you've bought this year, and for that I have to say, let me pick it up. The Phlebotomist by Chris Panettiere. This was a cover buy. I mean, this was in the sci-fi section, and it's kind of like an apocalyptic dystopian thing, so of course I was going to probably pick it up, but I would not have physically looked at the book if it were not for this bright pink cover and the beautiful heart on the front. I am just obsessed with this book, with this cover. I have not read it yet, so I don't have any thoughts, but absolutely gorgeous cover. So yeah. And the final question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I have quite a lot of answers for this, but the main three on my physical TBR are The King of Crows by Libba Bray. This is the fourth and final book in the Diviner series. No, I still have not finished it, even though this came out probably almost 2 years ago now. Do I need to read it? Yeah, but also I need to reread the entire series before I get to this so that I can kind of remind myself, and I am procrastinating that in particular. So yeah. We'll hopefully be getting to this by the end of the year though, so wish me luck. Next we have Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames. This is a fantasy. It is a companion to Kings of the Wild, and it follows the daughter, and all I know is that this is sapphic. I don't know why I have not read it yet, but this has been on my TBR the longest. Like, I've had this for probably like a year now, so I need to get to it. Like, I need to read it. But I think it's just that it's long. It's 500 pages, and yeah, I'm hoping to get to it like this month or next month. So yeah, wish me luck on this one too. And another one on my physical TBR is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I bought this a few months ago. Still have not read it. I planned on reading it immediately. This is another big one. Again, almost 500 pages and another high fantasy, so I think that's what's kind of making me procrastinate a bit, but we'll hopefully get to this before the end of the year because everybody's talking about it. So yeah, I really need to get on it. So that is going to do it for my mid-year book freakout tag. Sorry it's late, but I hope you guys still enjoyed nonetheless. Leave any questions, comments, and concerns down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!